Ladies, gentlemen, and runners, welcome to the Band of Runners podcast 2020 in review with your host, Rob Cowlin, and my friend, Simon Staples.
Oh, long time, Rob.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know what time it is anymore, so I don't know if it's long or not. How have you been?
Yeah, as far as things go, I'm in tier 4.
Happy Christmas, by the way, from another tier 4.
And you? Yeah, you. Hang on, did we? No, you went in first, didn't you?
I've been here longer, so yeah, I know. I'll show you the ropes, really, of how tier 4 works. So what you do is you stay at home and save lives. No, but yeah, you just do. Yeah, basically, you're in lockdown, mate.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, because I went from tier. I'm in Surrey, Surrey, and everywhere. No, hang on. The whole of Surrey went into tier 3 like one day, apart from Waverley. I don't even know where that is. And then
You've been there?
Well, yeah, apparently I have. It's down by Godalming.
Near Godalming.
Yeah.
Lovely place.
So we all went into tier 3 for a day, and then we were told, right, you're joining London and Robbie in tier 4, which we all laughed about. And
did we laugh? We nervously laughed.
And haven't left since. So I feel like I've put on half a stone already in tier 4.
Have you? Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh, I put on half a stone in the night, mate, and tonight is one of those nights, but it's for a worthy cause because we've got a big old year to chat about, haven't we?
Really?
Not
2020?
that we haven't chatted enough already. Yeah. I don't know. You take the light and the shade. I'm sure some good things happened this year, didn't they?
Yeah, of course.
How was your Christmas anyway? How was your Christmas?
Very strange.
Okay.
Very strange.
Okay. Tell the listeners.
Well, I spent it with my bubble, which is mother.
Lovely. How is she?
Oh, she's good. Yeah, good for a mid-60s. She's she's all good. So we basically had the kids in the morning, and then I said to Mum, "Look, let's go for a run, please." We don't want to be staring at each other for the whole day, just in the living room.
Right.
Okay. So, yeah, but obviously Waverley was in tier 3, so that scuppered my route a bit. Because I was going to do the entire River Way with my mum.
Yeah, your mum was on the bike, right?
That's right. So she ran out she ran on a bike and she ran next to me. And never, ever done that before. So...
that's a lovely mother-son story.
Yeah,
that's if she didn't write about animals, Beatrix Potter would have written a book.
Yeah,
about that.
I know, it's quite nice. My brother got engaged.
Oh,
yeah,
lovely.
He's in tier 4.
What does that matter?
I don't know.
He got engaged in tier 4.
Yeah, well, no, I was supposed to spend Christmas Day. I was supposed to spend Christmas Day with them, obviously, when we had the rules of 3 households.
Yeah, all right.
But yeah, so he had,
you were spared that magical moment.
Well, he told me the news over like the Zoom or whatever, whilst the kids were setting fire to the Christmas tree. I couldn't really hear anything.
That's a bit of 2020. That
it is. Yeah.
I used to think Zoom was a sound.
But one of my mates, because I said to one of my mates, I said, "Oh, boys, the brothers got engaged."
We're all on another Zoom, presumably.
Yeah. We're all going on stag do. We're all going on the stag do, and he's like, "Great, where is it? WhatsApp or Zoom?" So, it's coming to an end, though, isn't it? It must be coming
on a driveway, sitting in deck 10.
Yeah,
I saw some people doing that. It was kind of nice in a sort of weird, crappy, sort of emotive John Lewis advert type of way. I went out for a run in icy winds on Christmas Eve, like just literally a mile, and in that mile I saw 3 sets of people talking on their driveway, freezing their nips off and just looking really unhappy.
Thinking they're not breaking the rules, but they are, aren't they?
And I was wearing no, they weren't. I was wearing a Santa hat and cheer up, you bastards, it's fucking Christmas. Oh.
Anyway, so what did you get up to, Sunshine?
So I because I live alone, I can spend it with my mum. We're 2 mummies, boys, aren't we?
Yeah, let's not advertise that, mate. Come on.
We've alienated all of the sort of like hardy northern listeners. Mum, stepdad, little brother, and his girlfriend, because they're all basically a family living in a house, and my doggy, and their 3 doggies. So
whoa! Is the dog allowed to go? I thought it was one person.
Well, what you're allowed, Simon, is if your dog is under 1 year old and black and white, then you're allowed to go for less than a week.
Right.
So yeah, little Zeke's was exempt. So he's part. Well, he's not a person, is it? So even though I talk to him like he's an actual child a lot of the time, because I'm very. I love the way that it's worded in the government's advice. Those who are at particular risk of exceptional loneliness or extreme isolation. I'm like, yeah, boy, I'm isolated, boy. Let's get the Bambo going. Oh,
what are you drinking? What are you drinking this evening?
So I'll finish the story in a second. But at the moment, I've gone off Goose IPA, which is a fine drink, and I'm having a little pick-me-up with some vodka and energy drink now. Co-op's own vodka, because I'm a cheapskate.
Bloody hell. Okay.
Just a little totty of it, though. So just to get me through you. And yeah, so spent three nights actually there, which was the best kind of Christmas sort of chaos. So my mum sort of is, Mrs. Claus, like she sorts it all out. She just suffers for her art of like cooking and like making it amazing and stuff. And it is like being a kid again. You just get looked after and like fed wine. So that's not like when I was a child, but you know what I mean. Just never wanting for anything. There's just too much stuff to the point where I've come home today and I've had like a Terry's chocolate orange, some homemade chocolate, half a turkey, and like literally like a pint of cream snuck into my backpack.
Sorry, that's what you've eaten today?
No, I've been given that as like a take home.
Oh right, okay.
By mum because she doesn't want to have it. And it's like, right, okay, so all these calories have been inflicted upon me.
Yeah.
So I need to chow that down before New Year, because New Year, new me. Right. And but obviously the nights themselves were insane, because obviously we're all on the wine a little bit. I was sleeping in the room with my doggy, and at 3 a.m. every night he decided to hear the doggies downstairs and decide he wants to go and play with them. So he starts screaming. I had to take him out in Storm Bella or whatever it was called, thinking he's to do a wee, bolts through my legs, runs into a door, wakes them all up, and literally the whole house is being barked down at this point. There's no more sleep happening. I spent Christmas morning from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. when everyone else got up on the floor, so I'm pretending to cry to stop my dog crying.
That's pathetic.
That was 4 hours of my life.
Yeah.
Well, it's also very tiring, Simon. But yeah, that was Christmas for me. But it was brilliant. It was horrendous, but it was brilliant. I loved it. But what was your best present? Did you get any presents?
Yeah, of course I got presents. I got some new, not endorsing or plugging them, Hoka Speed Goat 4s, I think, or something like that. Trail shoes.
Yeah.
Don't really run in trail shoes, so...
No.
Yeah, I thought, I'll have some...
Disappointing.
No, it's not disappointing at all. It's good. Yeah, mother bought me some trail shoes, yeah.
Remember the Autumn 100 and the wet, anyway. What else? Anything else good?
Oh, well, just like a few bits and pieces, lots of socks, pants. That's about it.
Underwear, pants or pants?
Yeah, got some underwear, yeah.
Lovely.
Again, not plugging or endorsing
now, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I have, yeah. How do you know what undergarments I've got?
No, because I bought some for your birthday, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Don't think I got anything for my birthday, but we'll come back to that. So like, I didn't get a lot of running stuff, which was actually good. Something I did get that's running related is I'm quite difficult, like I am in every other aspect of life. And when people ask me, what do you want? I come back with some curmudgeonly answer like, I just want socks. Because I'm one of these weirdos who just thinks Christmas is like magic, and so people should just know like the perfect thing to get you. And lo and behold, little brother stepped up to the plate and got me. This year, my curmudgeonly awkward answer was, I just want a doormat from the new house.
Yeah,
literally said that to him. A doormat and a scented candle. That was the only brief anyone in the family got. Mainly because I don't want anyone spending like money on me. Stuff's, times are hard in 2020.
Yeah.
After the Rona. And
the Rona.
So it's stupid to say a doormat is one of the favourite things that I got given, because I don't know how expensive it was. But
did you get it bang on then? Did it?
It did.
Did it have some silly? Did it have some silly strapline on it or a slogan?
Yeah, well, you'll think it's silly, but you've seen me running in my red shirt, the one I've run a lot of the ultras in, that says Robbie on the front. On the back, you probably never see it because it's got a hydro vest, but it's got my little mantra on it, which is "I can, I will, just watch me." You might have seen it before. And
tell me that's what's on your doormat.
Yeah, and it's on my doormat. So every time I go out the door and actually plod out.
I will be sober enough to put the key in the door. Just watch me.
That will be on some sort of other signage near the door to sort me out. But yeah, it's brilliant. It's stupid. It's just a grey doormat, some black writing. But I sort of weirdly love it, and me and little Doggo will share that when it starts peeing it down.
Right.
Throughout the next few months. So, good boy.
Let's crack on, Rob.
Crack on with what? What's there to talk about? 2020 was rubbish.
Yeah.
TLDR,
Well, actually, no. But seriously,
yeah,
thinking back on it, it wasn't. So we were supposed to do the Centurion Grand Slam. Yeah.
One of us sort of mostly did.
Yeah. Well, I've done all I could do of it. They came the last one.
The other one gets a good effort stick. Oh, great effort with like a little picture of like a duck on it.
So what was your highlight from 2020? I guess we're talking running related here, are we?
Yeah. Okay. Let's tete-a-tete here and just pull out a few so I don't bore anyone with a long story. But basically, first highlight that springs to mind probably is before the lockdown. Just there's something when we were in the first lockdown that I look back on a lot and thought that was awesome.
Oh, can I have a guess? Can I have a guess?
Go on and have a guess because it's Christmas.
Is it the Centurion 1?
No.
Okay. Is it the one? Is it the one where we did a relay? You did it on the treadmill, and I did it around my mum's house.
No. Before the lockdown, Si. So like a memory. So the last thing we did before we got locked down was track.
Oh yes, track wars. Yeah.
And there was something serendipitous about the fact that I'd gone to this thing I didn't want to go to. As you know, you and I think, and some others went out for dinner when we were allowed in the before times.
Yeah.
And then you dropped me back, I think, at my little crib.
No. We stayed the same. Oh no, we didn't, did we?
Oh no, we did a podcast at Rick's.
That's right.
Rick's little boy den, and then you dropped me back, and I was like, I promise I won't go and get any drinks, Simon. And then I went and got KFC and some cans.
Yeah.
And I just remember turning up hungover the next day, and it's one of those things where it's like you literally don't want to be there. And I know you've run hungover before, and so have many of the listeners. And then you get there, and you get through the first few miles, and it's just like, this is actually, I was dreading this. I hate the idea of running on a track. I did a marathon on it, did not like it.
So Corona was just about to kick in, wasn't it? We all had it. We all heard of it. This was in the beginning of March, wasn't it? We all heard of it. We didn't realise quite how serious this was going to be.
But there were whisperings at this point.
Yeah, we ran round that track, and the winner got a toilet roll because that was a laugh. Because
for the fastest lap, which was obviously you.
Yeah. Got an Easter egg as well.
Yeah. And it was just brilliant because like there were two batches of other people not doing the silly 12, 13 hour thing who turned up, and it was just great. It was one of those just because you're on a track, so social. Like rarely do I get to spend even a moment with you or Sarah Marshall. And
so that's actually a really good one. I would definitely recommend a track marathon or ultra or anything really. Just hours on a track.
Yeah.
It's more social. It's more social than racing. It definitely is.
I consider doing a 24-hour track.
I think I would try a 24-hour track now. I've been looking for one in Corona times.
All right. That'll be our next year then. That's one of our little things for next year. Anyway, so what about you? Pick a memory.
Was that your okay? You've got more best ones.
Wasn't my best. Yeah, let's just yo-yo this. So what was good for you?
See, actually, having to think about it, 2020 for me and running was amazing, which is bizarre. But there's not a lot of it. There's not a lot of quantity, but there's some real quality, and I don't understand that. So my first one is probably Dorney Lake Marathon with running miles, or the AGM, the 100 Marathon Club AGM one. But both
couple of PBs.
Both were sub-3s.
Yeah.
When they really shouldn't have been. Sleep deprived and hungover, but
not Dorney, was it?
Dorney, no.
You were okay for that.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. And I just couldn't believe how easy it was at Dorney, for example.
Yeah. You ran an extra 300 metres on that one too.
Did I, scumbags? But it just came so easy, and I just didn't understand why.
Stop it.
Yeah. And another shout out for the Running Miles team and the director there, Steve Hunt. So I saw that the London qualifier, because of the vid, had really been messed up. And actually, for next year, you now needed a 2:57 or something. And applying for it, I started getting a bit aggy. I was like, oh, God, you need, links to pages, and they have to be straight to your result and all that sort of stuff. So Steve basically helped me out. So thanks very much, Steve. So yeah, I think that's my first one in 2020 was just qualifying for that race twice. But
you've got your spot now, haven't you? Officially, you're in.
Yes, yeah. So I've got a good for age qualifier time. Yeah, I'm really happy. So that was a good moment for 2020.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Back to you then.
Seeing it. I know I took the piss on the first one when you got the sub-3. and I was being difficult, and I refused to go and get you a drink and stuff. I didn't quite know what was happening, but I just remember you seeming so focused, like you wouldn't even crack a smile that day. It was weird. It was like, you're known for being quite a serious guy, but there was another level there that day, and I don't know what caused it, but whatever it was, I was like, he needs more of that.
Oh, yeah. Right. Your next one then, Rob.
So
let's have a worse one. Have you got a worse one?
Worst one.
I'm assuming this has all got to be running, otherwise there's no point. We might as well just talk about it.
Yeah, of course, or running related. So I think probably worst one, but some good stuff can still come from it, was probably the Autumn 100, because that was an event where I suppose I showed, to my annoyance, how, and we've both had a lot of units of alcohol this year, but we've both also covered a lot of ground. I think, considering the size handicap and whatnot, I think possibly in a way and the amount I've drunk and stuff, and the sort of problems I've accepted, I've probably sort of exceeded the bounds of acceptability in a lot of people's minds. I mean, if they saw the stats on both sides of those things, and the Autumn 100 encapsulates that, I mean, I'm not proud of it, and I'm not boasting about it. I actually hate it. But, being in a bus stop until like 1 a.m, drinking, Czech lager that's 8%, passing out in like a Corona Travelodge, and waking up at 5 a.m, like needing to chunder, and then having to go and run a 100-mile race, having eaten only a Costa croissant. That's not a great place to be. However, the thing that ended the race for me 40 miles in was my shoes weren't right. I felt physically okay by then, and it's like, how much abuse can a human body take and still be all right? I mean, I know some of us and the people that listen to us are a slightly different breed, like shitty X-Men, but I'm like...
Shitty X-Men!
But I just thought, hang on, if I can do this when I'm literally rock bottom at my worst, imagine if I actually looked after myself a little bit and turned up to this. But of course, months before, and sorry to take 2 slots, like literally about 6 weeks before, I've had my Thames Path performance where I'd shaved 2 hours off my PB in a race I never expected to finish. Sure, we've talked about it before, so I won't go on. Was surrounded by an awesome team, but fucking hell, like, and I'm still a 20-stone man. This is stupid. So something I'm not, we'll come on to it. I'm not gonna push myself too hard, but something I want to do next year is do a sub 2400 miler, because Jesus Christ, if I just took a bit of care, it'd be so fucking easy. And I'm not boasting. It just would be. I'm not being arrogant.
A lot of people really do try for that sub 24, Rob.
No, but I just like give me a moment. I just could. I've suffered through a lot of shit. I could do it, and it's nice for me to be able to say that, because I've beat myself up a lot, which you know about. Yeah. So that's a good and a bad thing that's all tied together. How about you? Give me some darkness.
Oh,
my old friend.
I'll do like you've just done. Nab 2 slots. For me, it was the opener of the Centurion Slam, so North Downs Way 100. Bad, but really good. So in that race, I crashed and burned out 3 times on 3 separate occasions. The first one, I came into, I think it's called Botley Hill, and a previous guest we had on, Graham Carter, was the sort of aid station manager, and he, as lovely as he was, he took a photo, slapped that up on Facebook, and
were you smiling?
I was smiling, because I have felt like this before, really sort of dead. It was the hottest day of the year, I think, back then at the time. When was it we did that? August or September?
It was first week of August.
But, yeah, 7th, I think. Just relentlessly hot.
It was a proper heat wave.
And I got into the aid station, got into Graham's aid station, and I was literally throwing water on my head. We had no idea. None of us runners were accustomised to the COVID aid station setup, were we? Really, we didn't really know.
Nobody was. The race did its best.
Yeah,
none of the marshals.
This was the first big event back after lockdown 1.
Yeah,
and nobody really knew what to do in terms of aid station etiquette, filling up bottles. You'd have marshals there
waiting in a queue and stuff. Not
waiting in a queue.
You
should have marshals there ripping your water bottles from you, filling them up, chucking food in your bags,
And having done some during races before, they would literally like relay team it for you.
But now you've got they're there, they're all masked up, you can't recognise them, they've got gloves on, there's hand sanitizers flying all over the place, they won't touch you because you are the walking corona. And for me, I was just like, Jesus Christ, somebody give me a hand here, I'm about to collapse. Like literally, I could see dots.
Don't you know I am? I'm Simon Staples.
But I could see dots in my eyes. Like I was hallucinating at this point. And I think that was about 30 miles in. It was only 30 miles in. I thought, here we go.
Botley's 40 in it, but yeah.
Well, I don't know, something like 40. And I was like, here we go. It started already. 40 miles. I'm out. So I sat down. I had GC telling me to get the hell out of the aid stations. Oh, cheers, mate. But okay,
that's job.
Yeah. And then he pulled out some salt tablets. Apparently the aid station had salt tablets. I was like, oh, where were these then? So chucked a few of those down. Managed to get about a mile away from the aid station. Then literally lay down off the trail for about 20 minutes contemplating whether I was going to finish this or not. Managed to get up, got to another 10 miles of feeling absolutely like death. Then again crashed and burned on the trail somewhere. And then I got to Knockholt, and Awesome Dawson had caught me up. He looked horrific. Everyone looked horrific. Everyone just looked like they were dying. And then so I had my pacer John Drake, God bless him, he lives on the course as well, so he knew the 10-mile stretch that we did, and we made it to 60 miles, and I collapsed there. It was about 10 o'clock at night. John said, all the best, mate, but I really need to go. I thanked him very much for his time. Well, no, he did, because I was basically out. And that 20-mile stint for me was the darkest place I'd been in this year in terms of running, big time. Mm-hmm. It was the first Centurion race. I thought, do you know what? I'm not even going to finish this. And if you can't finish the first one, in my head, I was like, well, you're not going to finish any of them, then you loser type thing. So
no, and you wouldn't have had the sort of logical thought at that point.
No logical thought.
Most people say that's the hardest one, but this is never first in the slam. It's usually
it's third, yeah. But then, so to put a spin on it, I think that again for me was a massive highlight of the year, and totally got spun around in the second half of that race after feeling the sickness of the day in the heat. When the night came, and I was delivered a sandwich by my other pacer, Carrie Law, and I just woke up. It was mental. So John left me, and the other one, Carrie, came in, and literally, I was just resurrected, Lazarus, mate, and
Lazarus legs.
Yeah, finished that race, and bloody hell, never looked back after that on that slam. I thought
two things to comment on it, if I may. One, I loved how shagged and broken you looked in the finisher photo. Yeah. That's the first time I've ever seen you looking that shot, and it's like that's great. But that ties into my other thing, which is a nice thing. So I told you, I think before, but if I haven't, then I'll tell you now. I always knew you're a freaking awesome runner, like particularly in marathons, particularly that distance. You can do ultras, sure. But I knew that race was going to be hard. I mean, I had years ago in a better shape. I finished it myself, believe it or not. But those conditions, that race, the way you are, just
that race was disgusting. Only was it 45% DNF'd? Did not finish.
I thought it was 53%. But
okay, yeah, it might have been the other way around. Yeah.
Either way, I'm not the runner you are, but I'm tough, and I fell on that race, and so did other tough runners.
Yeah,
really
big time.
Hard runners, like people who have won Centurion events. So I love the fact you guide it out. To me, that just showed me something you've not shown me before. And I just say to you, I got a whole new level of respect, which I didn't think I had for you now after this year. No, because you've done these things, like seeing you struggle for the Samphire 100, about a year before that. I didn't. To be honest, I'd never have said it. I didn't know 100% if you were up to it, just because I thought you launch yourself into it.
Yeah,
it's so hard.
Every 100 worries the absolute shit out of me. They're scary things to do.
But you still go at it with your same kind of, and it's your strength, and I suppose it's your weakness, and the way we've all got it, your sort of trademark confidence in yourself. But sometimes we all, no matter how good you are, even if you're like a Paul Mason style, like distance, extraordinaire, you could fall at a hurdle, something could just get you. Like Kit got me. even though I was a drunk, Kit got me on the A100 this year. It's like, oh shit, rookie errors. But no, you did bloody brilliant.
Well, yeah, I mean, the
Awesome,
same. So, like with Thames Path, I mean, the kit got me on that. Head torches weren't working. There was chafing going on from just shit clothing that I own and I don't.
And a hurty, which we can all get. Doesn't matter how quick.
Yeah. I had a hurty at 30 miles. And I think I even messaged you and said, I'm done, Rob.
Yeah, and I called you with my little phone battery I had, because I think enough for you to give you a call, and it did sound like you were out. It sounded like you were done.
Mm.
I knew that there was a little bit of you that wasn't, and I thought we'll leave it there because I need a poo. But the other thing, sorry, I'll go on to my last one, but this ties in well, and I'd say this probably is, and you do yours if you got one. Proudest achievement moment of the year was not the fastest 100 I've ever done, which was Thames Path, but I'd say genuinely the hardest one that I've ever done was the Halloween 100 with Saxons, Vikings, Normans, which I did literally a day before the new November lockdown got announced.
What lockdown was that? Is that 0.2? Lockdown 2.0?
Yeah, so effectively what was the lockdown number 2?
Yeah.
Circuit breaker.
Yeah.
We both were supposed to be running South Downs 100 a week after.
Yeah, that devastated me. So we were both talking about it, weren't we? So the last Centurion Grand Slam race to have got the hardest slam on record, the Corona Slam, you had to finish that South Downs Way 100 in November, first week in November, wasn't it?
Yes.
And it was getting closer and closer, and we'd booked accommodation, and we were both saying, we were both saying to each other, hold. And then we were like, right, no, it's not going to happen, is it? We saw it. The writing was on the wall. We cancelled the accommodation. Then literally 48 hours later, bosh, race cancelled. Everyone's in lockdown.
I'm just lucky you spend so much time watching BBC News.
Yeah.
You basically gave me the indicator that was, right, if you're going to do a running event, son, get in there now. Yeah. I knew that Halloween 100 was there because I'd signed up to it. And then Better Part of Valor said to me, no, protect your Centurion event. I had unfinished business for the South Downs 100. However, I was at such a point of feeling so low, and I thought, fuck it to risk. Caution goes to the wind. We're broken, Si. I was like, I need that weekend, just because that SVN lot, that Phoenix lot, Saturn lot, whoever lot, that is our tribe. And I thought, illogically, I'll throw myself at the South Downs 100 if it happens. I don't think it's going to. Toss a coin, we'll see. But right now, I need the assurance I can turn up to something tomorrow, gammy me or not, and spend a weekend with my friends. I might drop to the 24-hour event. I'm not sure I can do 100 miles running up the cliffs of Dover, but I also don't care, because I very seriously, while I did want the buckle, I did want the amazing T-shirt, and I wanted to finish it because that's the tenacity we got.
Yeah.
But I just wanted that time. I wanted that social contact, because I'm in a house on my own here, right? I need to get out and see these people. However broken we all are, we all need some company sometimes, and it's the best kind of company. It's just looking in the mirror and seeing another damaged person, forgive the phrasing, and spending a few hours running alongside them.
So hang on, so you said that's your proudest achievement of
that
this?
Is because I would say even having done the North Downs Way, because of the weather and the 10 hours of rain at night, and literally spending, I said it's a social thing, but spending the amount of darkness hours in October and the 10 hours of rain successively, and the fact that basically, despite the fact there was a lot of social times, I did spend 20 of the 31 and a half hours I was running by myself.
Jeez, and what was the cut-off?
32 hours.
Whoa.
Sorry, no, I've got that wrong. No, I got it wrong. 29 hours 45, sorry.
Right, okay.
But I spent a good 20 hours of that on my Todd. I had no pacer, no one with me. I saw some of our friends briefly, but, most of them too quick. So this is a transient thing. I was honoured to have some company from some of the marathon runners, Mrs. H, Helen Painter, a lot of the crew, John, Sarah, Austin Dawson, Gareth, who was absolutely storming it. And even
have you seen he's run like what is it? How many thousand miles has he run?
5,000 miles this year.
Hats off, Mr. Allen. Nutcase. But yeah, go on.
What do you mean? Yeah. Well, no, it's different gravy, isn't it, Gareth? But yeah, anyway, so it's like, that has to be, because it was such adversity, and the only thing to say about it is the reason I signed up to it was 2 nights previous on the Thursday night, I got properly pissed in a really depressed state, to the point where I just stacked it and had a really nasty fall, hurt my knee. I had to go out on the Friday lunchtime side during work, jog round the block, literally a mile, so a couple of times around a footy pitch, and assess whether my knee could handle 100 miles or giving it a go, and decide, fuck it, I'll throw all my spaghetti body at the wall and see if it sticks. And, I've got that buckle now, so that means a lot.
Well
anyway,
done.
Over to you.
Well done. I don't really know what my proudest achievement is of running this year. I don't know. I guess.
What about that little 100 miler where I saw you do your sub 24 again?
Oh, the autumn 100.
Yeah, you were happy with that, weren't you?
Oh yeah, no, I was happy with the autumn 100 just because it was the first 100 I've run where there was never any massive problem apart from feeling a bit sicky because I always do. I think it's that I've still not nailed the nutrition for 100 miles.
Despite your little packet of sandwiches, which you were so proud of.
Yeah.
Do you know I adopted that strategy for the Halloween 100?
Yeah, I know, yeah. So, I mean, the Autumn 100 is different to the others because literally it's out and back to the village hall. So, because of the COVID, we sort of had your own real... There was stuff at the A station, but it was just real reassurance to know that you had your own stuff at this village hall. So every 25 miles I'll come back for a Lucasade and a ham and cheese sandwich.
With spinach, you put salad in there too, didn't you? Stop it going dry.
Yeah, and spinach, yeah. And
Right,
so, yeah, right feast, absolute feast. And I only really felt sick on the last leg of it, so... Yeah, but it wasn't...
After you'd seen me with my can of JD sitting on the park bench.
Yeah. No, I think again the proudest achievement's got to be the North Downs Way 100. Even though you've got the sub-3s in there and the London qualifying, sod it. It means nothing compared to that North Downs Way. And I know when we started this podcast back when, I hated the North Downs Way. I still do, but I'm in love with it. And there's still time to enter for next year. I've entered
the love-hate thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't understand it, Rob. I don't, because it was the horriblest, hardest race I've ever done.
Horriblest.
But yeah.
Yeah, but Rob Cowling's got that buckle. It can't be that hard to get.
But yeah, I'd still do it. No, it's horrible. It's horrible. And I didn't enjoy. We didn't enjoy the Thames Path 100 either that much. But it's
no.
But tell you, that North Downs Way, Jesus, that's something else.
It's a rude mistress, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm 1-1 with that.
So that North Downs Way 100 to me has to be the proudest achievement, really. It was the first race in Slam. We threw everything at it. We had so much support behind us, and everyone had, it was a real sort of hyped up event. It was the first one after lockdown. The rest of them, there was no special atmosphere or anything. It was literally, right, they've got another one, off they go.
I remember showing up there with 2 hours sleep, obviously with yourself in the little bubble, and getting temperature checked by Mr. Elson.
Yeah.
Then not giving him his present and pissing off running, and got overtaken by you like 10 minutes later. Like, yeah, boy. That's like, yeah, boy, I'm really tired. That was great though. Best DNF ever for me.
I'll tell you one thing that has happened, Rob, is that did you watch I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here in the Welsh Castle this year?
Not a moment of it, and I'm not just saying that for my street cred. I just do not watch that stuff.
You know that a friend of the show.
Why?
You know a friend of the show was on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Farah, have you seen him recently?
Mo was right. So after he came fourth, right? Because we messaged after it.
That's probably the first time he hasn't podiumed, but
well, because we all know he's a shit marathon runner, don't we? So back in the day when we met him. I can't remember when it was now. You
met him because you ran with him because you're a little fanboy. But yeah, we all saw him we saw him. We're like, I think that's Mo Farah. That is.
He was Mo Farah. But anyway, he started on the WhatsApp again.
All right.
Yeah. So, do you want to play WhatsApp Mo?
Would love to, for old time's sake, mate. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Right, Rob. So after a very long, do you call it a hiatus?
Yes, that's how you pronounce it too. Well done.
Thanks for that.
Family show.
Yeah. You've sworn more than I have this evening.
I know, no, I'm joking because you said it's family show and it isn't.
No,
it just isn't.
It's just
talking about drinking at bus stops and swearing. Yeah, all right.
So Mo's WhatsApped in, and he's asking us, Rob, How do you train, keep it going in lockdown? So, what are we responding? How have you been training? Because I've been useless, right? For me, lockdown 1, for me was all or nothing. So you'd either see on my Strava, he's gone out and done 30 miles today, and then nothing for like for days, and then I'd be back again on the Monday, furloughed. What's he done? Oh, he's done 50 miles, and he shit himself. And what's he done now? Nothing. So my how to train and keep going in lockdown is probably not too good, to be honest. What did you get up to?
So I can't cover the training because I can't say I've ever done a training plan or anything because that's more your gravy.
Yeah.
I, however, keep it going. I certainly have never run more. Like you talked about Gareth before. However, I have never run as many miles as I have this year. I do kilometres, by the way.
I have to say, sorry, Rob, I have to say that the lockdown 1, when I saw it and I saw what was happening on Strava and with all of our loopy friends in running world, I think you're either in 2 camps, right? Mm-hmm. 1, you excel, whether that be distance or speed, or basically it all goes really, really well for you in lockdown.
Yeah.
The other one is you turn to nothing. You're a vegetable essentially, and it's more you try. I don't know if it's. Well, I don't know. It just doesn't happen. I don't think.
Let me help you.
I don't think anyone stays the same. Nobody stays the same in a lockdown.
Yeah. Let me help you out here. I think you thrive or you hide, and basically some people stuck with their consistency, possibly because they had either a support group or run every day, little like social group. They are part of a running club and they met up and had buddy runs. I know you're part of a running group that does that. Yeah. Some people are very good at that. People like me who run on their own quite a lot can go either way. Either you, and this is not, saying anyone's better or worse for doing it, because some people had really busy jobs, because I think a lot of it is related to what happened with your work. For me, I've been through the 2 lockdowns in 2 different situations. One, my job was taken from out under my feet as a freelancer.
I hope you're listening to this, Mo. I hope Mo's listening.
It's long-winded, but it's important. I had no prospect of finding work again quickly. I was trying every evening, but what am I going to do in the day when it's sunny? I'm either going to sit in the garden, have a barbecue and loads of cans, or I'm going to go out and do some running. I, for weeks at a time, did running, and then for days at a time, did, day drinking. It wasn't great, but through that, but when I was doing the running side, I've never built up so much fitness. I'm the fittest I've ever been.
Really?
Which is what allowed me to do that 100-miler pace that was just, unfathomable a year ago. And still a 20-stone man for all the drinking, but very, very fit. Very, very
See, I've gone totally the opposite. If you was to tell me that I've got to run sub 3 later on this week, I would tell you to go do one. I was probably the fittest running-wise I've ever been back in January, February, March, because we were training for the 100s. Well, you've got something of ice. Is it G&T's now or what?
No,
energy drink on vodka.
Still on the Bod Monster.
No,
but I think it's a brief sideways movement. But I think that maybe your purest running skills haven't improved. But as I said, something has made you a bit tougher this year.
Oh, definitely.
I know you achieved but for the 100s I'm talking about, not your intensity of doing the really fast marathons. That was always in you, because I know you did a 3:10 on your first try, which is quite impressive, and you've lost weight and stuff since then to do the other ones. But things have happened that have toughened you up in a way that you would probably have, you might have looked at me and said, he's quite a tough guy, like he's quite resilient. You now have that as well as your other assets.
Oh, I think I'm tougher than you, Rob. It's not a competition.
Do you believe you're tougher than me?
Yeah, I do. How do we prove this?
Someone can come up with a test and we'll see.
Do it. Put it on Facebook.
Because you're a lot of things that I'm not, but you're not tougher than me.
Do it. Somebody put it up on the Facebook.
Oh no, we're gonna have to do some sort of marathon.
Right, come on.
Where we run around a field.
So listen, I tell a lie. I wasn't all or nothing in lockdown. We did do a lot of things. A 5K around the house.
You did the Corona marathons.
Yeah, Corona marathons.
You did a daily marathon, like you were on your way to a 10 in 10 before
I was.
lockdown stopped you.
Yeah.
You might have gone longer. You know, maybe you could do that. Maybe you are quite tough.
But what's the answer for Mo then? I mean, because obviously he's been useless. He's been sat in a castle for 3 weeks, or whatever it was, eating cow's bollocks and all that sort of crap.
This is the punchline, and we'll come on to a bit 2021. But just to preface it, I would say something that you got to do is you've got to take control and give yourself certainty. And this is not a political statement, but where political leaders or society don't give you boundaries, you tell yourself where a line is. So if you say to yourself now, we're on, what is it, the 27th of December?
Yeah.
I've told myself the end of February is the most early time I might get to do an organised running event. So how am I going to take a little bit of control?
Sorry, Rob, when do you think that's going to be? Early Feb?
So I think end of February. And I'm not trying to make anyone worried. I'm taking control of my life and my running. And I've said that job and everything else aside, dog aside, I have until the end of February probably to spend getting myself a little bit slimmer, a little bit maintaining fitness.
Okay, so there's an 8-week plan there. Yeah, there's an eight week training plan type thing.
No. What I mean is, but I will elect to have 2 training sessions. Probably do some stuff that's not running, strength related, boxing, whatever. You know, cardio or weights, and then I'll spend the evening when the dog's napping. I'll go out for a 1-2 hour run every day. Try and get a bit of consistency there. It won't happen all the time.
Okay, so Mo, get some consistency, son.
Just get a boundary. Where this is really important. If you're not given certainty by government, because basically, as you said, Si, we were joking about it, but at the start you're like, I was in tier 2 and I was in tier 4, and tears, lockdown, it all ends in tears. Fuck it off. Take control for yourself. Decide, have a glass half empty. Even if you're a really optimistic person, say, okay, worst case scenario, I'm not going back to one of my circuit events till this date, so I won't be getting a marathon until then. Okay, but I can make plans to do it with a person there. So I've actually, like Mrs. H, who we all love, on the circuit, and other people who are local to me, and a running group I've just started to reach out to. I'm finding people who I could go running with, because I am a lone wolf mostly. I'd just love to do a run with people.
So what's the answer? What's the answer to him then?
The answer is to find other people to maintain the social thing if that's what you need, because that's why a lot of people
Mo don't need the social thing, mate. Mo doesn't need the social thing.
Yeah, but Mo is the hypothetical, like everyone, right?
No,
you might need a training partner or a pacer, let's say, just to keep it into your little silly, bloody fantasy. Or Mo needs regularity, which means he needs to say, okay, it's fine if I only run on weekdays, or it's fine if I only run every other day. That is enough, but I have to do 1 hour of running on those days.
This is the worst WhatsApp Mo I've heard. I'm kind of thinking we should.
I think you're wrong. I think I'm going to put out a poll, because I want to hear what your answer is and see if it's better. Come on, what are you telling Mo?
No, because we've been going on for ages now. How does training keep going in lockdown? Routine, mate, is my answer. Not whatever you said. Routine.
I think that was part of my answer, but it was more complicated. Anyway.
Yeah, more complicated. No, whoa, stop then. Right. So the answer is routine. The answer is routine. So
the answer is routine, and finding someone to run with where you can.
Yeah. So my routine is this, Mo. You get out of bed, son. Draw those curtains back when the alarm goes off. Go into your kitchen and get yourself the coffee and the shredded wheat.
Tear that hoodie off. We're both wearing
take that bloody hoodie off. Stop crying into your coffee, and just get on with the day. Do the washing.
Yeah, but don't shower. Just go run, then shower after.
He's got twins. Get your twins off to school or nursery, and just get on with it. Don't bleat around with the day. You've got to fill it, and fill it with training. Because...
Stop crying like Rob.
Yeah. Okay.
Stop talking, because he's an idiot.
Yeah, right. So that's the answer, right? So
it is, yeah.
What did I just say?
We met in the middle.
I have to say...
It's consistency, but I do think set a boundary.
Routine. It's routine.
Routine, yeah, but set yourself a time window on the routine, because we ain't given any certainty by where we are. So just tell yourself worst case scenario and work through it.
And I'm telling you, Rob, this is all over by the end of March, or as I'm leaving. This has got to be all over by the end of March, surely.
I'm leaving. No, but the thing is, like, set yourself the worst case scenario, and then if something good happens, great, it's a bonus. That was what the Halloween 100 was for me. I was showing up for some social interaction. I walked away with a lovely T-shirt.
Lovely T-shirt. Okay. Right. So our answer to Mo is you need routine and consistency.
Yeah,
Bosh, do with that what you want, Mo.
You're sober enough to do so.
Right, there we go.
Bosh. Right.
Bosh, right. So, Rob, before we go to bed, you asked about 2021. God, what a year that is going to be. Come on. It can't be coroned. It's got
at least a half year of good stuff.
Yeah, at least something going on, sunshine, rather than me watching BBC News HD 24/7 and listening to London. No, it's not London's biggest conversation. It's
leading
big conversation. I don't want to be listening to Nick Ferrari and Steve Allen at 4 a.m.
I don't
anymore.
want to be hearing about all the radio and the BBC you're watching. I'm sick of it. That if I ever have to dual watch and send voice messages for a Matt Hancock.
That was an amazing day. That was an amazing day. So Rob and I.
Sorry, can you hear yourself?
Oh come on! It was so funny.
Yeah, but how depressing is it that's funny?
It's seriously depressing, but you've got to make some humour of it, haven't you? You've got to make some humour of it.
If you don't laugh, you'll cry.
Basically, I'm a BBC News HD. I don't know why I say HD. Does it air in SD anymore? But
I don't know. I have to watch everything on the iPad because of the dog.
So
I can't rig up the TV anymore.
Rob asked me for the Corona news, and I tell him it's like Corona EastEnders type thing, where I'm constantly interested. I'm like, oh, look who's leading the briefing today. It's Grant Shapps. Oh, that's bollocks, because that would just be about cars and shit. So
bloody repeat, yeah.
Yeah. This is going to be a boring episode about those poor people who've missed Christmas because they're down at Dover, and you see the picture on the BBC News, and it's Samp by a Hoe. So Simpleton is just like, oh, that's Samp by a Hoe. Look at all the traffic they're not getting in. They can't run there.
They don't want to run. They drive lorries.
Oh, but there's one day where Matt Hancock came on to introduce the tier. You were already in tier 4, weren't you?
Yeah, I've been in tier 4 since you've been having hot dinners, mate.
And then Matt Hancock comes on, and I message you, say, Rob, come on. And you then started watching it, didn't you?
Oh, no, mate, I was primed and ready, but I just wanted you to say it. It's so miserable.
Rob, it's on. It's Matt Hancock. He's going to tell me I'm now in tier 4.
Yeah, you were getting really excited. That wasn't helpful.
Right, hang on. Let's get back down. Let's wind back.
Well, come back to reality.
2021, when we're not watching BBC News HD and leading Britain's conversation.
Yes.
So, what are your aspirations, Rob, for next year?
So life's changed a little bit, not pandemic-wise, but I've got a little dog. I know it's not twin boys.
Oh, who doesn't know about the dog?
Oh, no, everyone knows about the dog. Everyone loves him except you. You call him a fucking dog. Fucking dog. And
do I sound like that?
No, that's someone else. But Phil Mitchell. But basically, I've decided to, to your point earlier, go quality over quantity. So the fact that I've gone all zen and I've embraced the fact that probably the first 2-3 months are going to be scatty for organised events. I'm looking at spring and summer onwards, and I'm thinking, right, how do I create a base to get myself ready for it? What I'm looking forward to, Si, is some of the longer ultras. And I don't mean, it's not like we haven't done 100 miles, we've been rabbiting on about it for a bit, but you and I have both signed up to, and I was led by you on this one.
No, I'm angry. I signed up for this.
Yeah, and I copied you.
Don't copy. No,
you copied me with Centurion. You
no,
took
we
it
didn't.
Away from me.
No, it was the idea. It was this is it. We're all going to do this.
I've been doing that since you were a spermatozoa, mate. Even though you're older than me, so that makes sense. But no. That's my turf. You're in my turf, man.
No. Hang on. How many Centurion buckles you got?
2.
Right. Well, I've got 3, so it's my turf now.
I'm going to turf you out. But basically the 145 mile, just because, and this there's two things. One,
Well,
you
tell me why the bloody hell you've signed up to run 145 miles in one go from Little Venice in London to somewhere in, and I don't even know where it is, Bath or Bristol or something.
It's Bristol.
Bristol.
So the Kennet Avon Canal race. Reason being is I've got friends in Bristol, love Bristol. Hopefully I can stay with them after and it's not coronaed. Two, bigger reason, little brother said, you've done loads of 100 miles, Rob. Like, what about going longer? Okay. And number three, this was the flashpoint, is when you signed up to it out of the absolute blue. And I thought, fuck it. I can do 145
That's really
miles.
annoyed me, Rob.
He ain't special.
That's really annoyed me. It's really annoyed me. Because I signed up. I signed up and I was like, look what I'm doing, everyone. And then you just went, yeah, well, you didn't even say anything. I just looked at the entrance and you were there. Your name was there following me around.
You found it. I didn't even tell you because I was so embarrassed.
No. And I was like, oh, no, he's doing it, isn't he? But there's rules. I love rules. There's rules to this one, and
there's so many rules.
You can do it crude, where it's cheaper. So obviously that's how I've entered, even though I don't have a crew at the moment.
We're both doing it uncrewed, though, aren't we?
Oh yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah, so
no. So this is a shout out. Neither have I. Anyone want to crew us?
Yeah, so we're both uncrewed. We're both uncrewed because it's cheaper. I reckon this is going to take about 40 hours? 40?
I think the time is 48, so 40 for you, 47 for me.
Yeah. 40 hours. If anyone's got a weekend spare that don't want to sleep,
it'll be efficient because they'll come and give you a sandwich. You'll pass out on the grass. I'll trudge up behind you. You'll go again. They could just leave the sarnie with your corpse.
Yeah. What? And then I eat it and catch up with you.
Well, no, you leave me a sandwich. Don't eat my sandwich as well. Oh. No, you don't catch up with me. Simon, I'm never going to be ahead of you in any race ever. Have you got that through your head yet? Fucking hell. Jesus Christ, imagine I've got tortoise in the hair. Oh, my God. Anything else you're looking forward to? Because that's mine.
Hang on, that's what you said. Driving. You said you were looking forward to that one.
Yeah, but you're not because I took it off you, so now you hate it.
Well, yeah, that's my stomping ground. What the hell are you doing? And we're also not allowed to stop for more than 40 minutes, are we, at each checkpoint? Otherwise, you're out.
Well, that's fine for me.
Yeah, it's not fine for me, sunshine.
I don't have the time to have a little siesta and lay down in the sun. I actually have to keep moving.
2021. Well, it wasn't supposed to be in 2021, but we've got the 10 in 10 again because that was supposed to be 2020.
Best holiday ever 2.0.
Yeah, to be honest, because I know Adam Holland is in it, so that's me out of it.
Oh God!
Essentially, he's already a Guinness World Record holder for so many things. But if because I know when we did the first one, it was basically I was going it alone with a chap called Vincent from Belgium, and it was so close between us every day, each day. And unfortunately, on day 9, I think it was, Vincent had to bow out for injury, which left it open for me. If Vincent does return in 2021, I'm going to make it all about him. So I will have that 145 mile thing, but that's only 3 months away. That 10 in 10.
Yeah,
that's 10 marathons in 10 days. If Vincent is there, oh my God, I think I want to give him the biggest race of his life.
It'd be cool, like a little rematch type thing.
I don't care.
Apollo Creed.
I don't care who else is there. I just want Vincent to return, tell me that he's really well trained for this, and me to go, oh shit, I'm not. I don't want to say.
I'm there, but you're not fussed, so don't worry about it. So I'm a potato now.
I do want to be well trained for it, and I want to give Vincent a really good fun time, and I want him to fit. I want him to finish the bloody thing. So yeah, that's me for 2021, mate.
The other thing though, so mentioned it earlier briefly, but the actual aspiration, the goal, and I'm not setting a time when I want to do it. However, we've both re-entered the Autumn 100. I had a bit of a Jekyll and a Hyde event. You obviously did have a really good day out.
I love the Autumn 100. There's a few reasons I've not entered the Autumn 100 to race it again at all.
I was going to ask you to pace me, is what I was going to say, but you then entered it, selfish prick.
took it away
Probably
from
because
you.
I entered your canal race. Because I wanted to get. What I was going to say, if you let me finish, is I wanted to target that because that's the last 100-miler I've got in. I want to do a sub 24 100-mile event
On the Autumn
next year.
100.
And that is probably the most realistic chance because give myself
Yeah.
the time to get in shape for it.
Well, I was talking to Claire Wing, who is a circuit runner who thinks on marathon 85 now. She's run 85 bloody marathons. Her fella Davey, he's got his 100th.
And just did a PB recently.
He's got his 100th. Oh no, it was going to be in Jan. It might still be, but it's probably not going to be. But anyway, for Christmas, Claire bought Dave an Autumn 100 ticket.
What a couple, honestly.
Yeah, they're bloody awesome.
Who does that? That's mental.
Yeah, they're bloody awesome. And I saw on Facebook, he said, "Oh wow, look what I've got for Christmas." I've entered one because Claire told me that she'd entered Dave for it. Two because I bloody loved that hotel we stayed in Stretley. And
I slept in the corner of the room like a dog. But it was lovely.
And the dinner we had.
Yeah, lovely place, yeah.
Three, because I want to be paced for that final leg, which is the only leg you're allowed to be paced for.
Yeah. Well, you have to be paced. 25 miles, isn't it?
Last 25. And I basically, how many reasons we've got now? 4. Yeah, I want a nice weekend with Claire and Dave, and you. So I think we all need to go to. I think the hotel's called
Swan and Stretley.
The Swan and Stretley. We all need to book into the Swan and Stretley. Anyone who's running it who listens to this needs to book into the Swan and Stretley.
You saying that, like, even though some of it just sounds ridiculous, some of it like resonates. It's like, well, actually, that's a time when I definitely know, even with my glass half empty here, not of drink because I've got more vodka and Monster, but of like glass half empty of like optimism. I know for a fact that life will be way more normal then.
Yeah, definitely.
And we'll be able to do that.
When is that?
How great will that be?
Is it
It'll
October?
be October next year, yeah. How cool will that be?
Yeah, I want everyone to book on.
Be able to be normal.
I want everyone to book on and stay in that Stretley hotel, have a reasonable, lovely dinner. A weekend of it, just a weekend of it, basically.
They do quite a nice burger there. Yeah, it's pretty good.
We have burgers.
There's a nice little tinny shop too, but let's not get into that. Oh. They do Lucas as well. But yeah, no, I agree with you. That's going to be a hallmark weekend for lots of reasons. We've got some friends there, and frankly, that Centurion group. Even though I always felt like a bit of outsider with it, it's like I'm starting to feel like a bit more like I know them. All these people come up behind me and say, "Oh, I love your annoying Facebook posts." It's like, I don't know who you are, but you're a lovely person, and it's cool. That's the running circuit that we haven't been as part of until this year. And okay, that's one small good thing we can take out of what's been a fairly mediocre 2020. But it hasn't been that bad, honestly. Like
in terms of running,
I've never done that ever.
In terms of running, 2020's been okay. There's not been much quantity, but there's been a hell of a lot of quality.
You've achieved several things you've never achieved. I've done 200 milers. I've never done that in a year.
No.
I know some people have done 12.
Yeah, but Rob, this is what I'm saying. There's been a lot of quality. There's not been the quantity officially. There's not been the quantity, but there's been a lot of quality. I mean,
yeah, I've run less than probably 25 official marathons, which I know sounds stupid to say. I've probably run less than 20, but I don't care. I've run lots of unofficial marathons just because it's been good times. You and me basically did a marathon, then had a barbecue and some cans, didn't we, one day?
Yeah.
When we were allowed to at the end of the last lockdown.
That was the end of lockdown 1, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know by the end of it you were a bit like, are we there yet? Probably because we all wanted cans. But yeah, that was fun, wasn't it? It was stupid. Yeah. But what else were we going to do? It's been a weird year, but I'm glad to have company from people like you, Mrs. H, Paul Commons, just literally scores of people. Sarah, John, Ollie, loads of them have come down, visited. We've spent time when we could do together, like when we were celebrating foreigners on we should have mentioned it, when we did the Head Torch Marathon route.
Yeah, so that was supposed to be this evening. I've seen Alan Rumbles, who's the race director of Canary Trail events, who are very tough.
Great little group, yeah.
Very tough, but very rewarding. So yeah, that was supposed to be this evening. God damn it.
Such a shame, because even if it could have happened, it wouldn't have happened in the guise it's supposed to, which is, a few drinks, a few miles, a few drinks, see you later.
Yeah.
It was such a shame because it's for such a great charity. But some people, Mason, Ata, myself, others have raised money for Mark's charity. We lost some people this year, but we've kept on keeping on, haven't we? So when we can, it's tough, but it's also good. Anyway.
Right. What are you doing for New Year's, Rob? Before I hang up the phone.
For New Year's, I'm probably going to Mum's. I'm drinking the leftover bucks.
Really?
What are you doing, buddy?
I'm not even going to bother. I'll probably stay here.
Oh.
Well,
I don't know what's sadder.
But I don't rate New Year's, mate. I just...
No, I don't either. Sorry, I don't. I'm never one of these people say, I'm going to go out to the club and like...
The club. I'd love to see you in a club with your lobster shorts and that little that body warmer thing you wear.
Mate, you want to see my dance moves? That's what you want to see. But when we're out of the Rona, you'll get every chance. I just wanted a Christmas party, mate. No, I never do New Year's, but it's nice to be around people. I don't do it. It's annoying. The fireworks will scare the dog. So I'll just be.
Oh no, you're one of those, aren't you? Because you've got a dog. You'll post on the local Facebook village page. You'll be on the Facebook village page, and you'll be like, "I've got a dog. Can you please stop your fireworks because my dog is shitting like a shitting leaf."
No, don't, because that actually happens to my mum's dogs. Like 2 of the 3 of them.
Oh.
My dog doesn't care about fireworks because he's always heard them since he's been little. So
what does that mean? What? There's gangsters outside popping caps in people's asses.
Because I leave the oven on all night and it's loud. I throw the pizza out the garden.
Oh, Robbie. Right, so this is when you literally fell asleep with the oven on and the pizza inside. What, 2 days ago? No, because that'd be Christmas Day.
Yeah, that's too much, isn't it, really?
And the boy wakes up in the morning and is like, oh, I've got a burnt pizza and I'm just going to lob it in my garden for the rats.
Because they're rats, because it's Essex. Tier 4 bitches.
I'm a tier 4, mate.
Wabba labba dub dub. Right. Anyway, well, you're not having any New Year's because you're a grumpy sprout, aren't you?
Well,
anyway, it's nice chatting to you.
Okay,
mate.
Rob.
I think we've probably bored them enough, haven't we?
Yeah, we've bored
for
them
1 year.
Good night, everybody. And Bert, we'll see you in 2021, and we'll get better about this, and it'll be good, won't it?
No, there'll just be more silliness, and they just have to put up with it.
Yeah.
But we love you, but you're gonna have to put up with us.
Yeah.
So catch you later.
Night.
See you on the flippity flip. Night.
Bye. Bye.